All right, so this past month we had quite a few changes, and we want to walk through those changes with you. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start going through all of those here. If you have any questions, just post them in the chat, and we'll periodically pause and address any questions that you might have throughout the session. All right, so the first thing I want to just quickly mention is you might have noticed this week we launched a new video series called Feature of the Week. So weekly you will receive an email from either from your account manager, which is either Tim or myself, and these videos are intended to highlight just a single like feature or a did you know you can kind of do this, or just a tidbit of data or information that we notice customers are asking about a lot. And these videos are intended to be 1, maybe 2 minutes in length, just really short. So that way we can just highlight kind of a frequently asked question or a lesser known feature. Those will also get posted to the Help Center, and within the Help Center, we'll also link any accompanying documentation. So definitely, if you missed those, check out the Help Center there. All right, so now we'll go ahead and get started. The first enhancement that I want to point out is the persistent parcel cart. So when you are researching a property, whether you are using the new search feature up here, which is currently available for our pro subscribers only, but this will get launched out to our basic subscribers as well. So if you don't currently have this, you can anticipate this in probably the coming weeks as a basic subscriber. So the persistent parcel cart, as you are researching,
Jesse,
yes.
sorry to interrupt. We're not seeing your screen, the correct screen.
Goodness, what are we seeing?
I just noticed that. I was been busy. Sorry.
How about
There
now?
you go. Now you're good.
Sorry about that,
Perfect.
everybody. Yeah, so here we go. Up here in this is the search bar I was talking about. So this was launched earlier this month, end of January. Again, available to our pro subscribers. If our basic subscribers, this is coming to you in the coming weeks. So as you are searching for property, sometimes um, maybe one of the parcel IDs or the location of one of the other parcels, and you've kind of got to come back and do additional research. So I've just grabbed this parcel ID and I'm going to use just our search up here. This persistent parcel cart is whether you use this search bar or whether you navigate to the map and search, it's the same experience. So if I click here and I find the parcel that I want to add, but there are additional parcels that I need to add from this owner, and I don't necessarily know the location or they're not right next to each other. Um, so I've got that added in there. And actually, this was persistent, so I didn't clear it out before. So I'm gonna go ahead and clear that out again and re-add this just to demonstrate how this works. So I've got my single parcel there. Now what I can do is I'm gonna grab that second parcel ID that I have, and I'm going to throw that back in here, and that navigates away. And when I click back on it, I can see the parcel I originally added is still there. And I can continue working on adding those parcels. I can also launch a new tab. So I can come into my farms. I can move around, come to the map. Those parcels are still there. So even if I'm going through different tabs, if I'm continuing to do additional research, those parcels are going to remain there. One thing to note is if you're on your phone and you're adding in parcels and then you later come to your computer, they're not going to save there. So it's more of a localized save and not necessarily saved to your account. Obviously, if I add the farmland to my account, that would still be there, but that persistent parcel cart isn't going to be there. The other thing to note is this is only for creating new properties. If it's an existing property and you start adding parcels to an existing property, you need to make sure to save those. It does not going to remain persistent there. So any questions about that? All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add this farmland to my account. And we're going to head into our fields and parcels and edit those fields. And I could have done this when I was before I added this property to my account. But the next thing I want to point out is our resizing and relocation feature here. So this is really great for appraisers. So appraiser, anybody can use this. Certainly consider what your organization's policies are for resizing and reshaping parcels, but it's a great tool for appraisers. So here we have a parcel where our measured acres are different from what the deeded acres are according to the county. And some folks want to make sure that both the boundary and the deeded acres match up exactly. So what I can do, and I'm going to show you kind of like, here's what we would recommend. What are the best practices? Because remember, you've got your parcels and your fields. So if I've created my property already, I want to make sure my fields and my parcels match exactly. So I'm going to get rid of my fields and I'm going to go to my parcels and I'm going to make my edits there first. So I'm going to edit my acre details and I'm going to say, you know what? We've got 160 gross acres, measured as 158. I want to scale that shape to match. So it's just going to increase or decrease that shape size so it matches what those deeded acres are exactly. If I were to edit those gross acres down, it's going to resize that shape, those measured acres. And once I kind of go back, you'll see how that decreased. But we'll just go back to 160 and confirm. All right, so now if I go back to my parcels, now what I would do is create a field from that shape, and that makes sure that any changes I made to that parcel, that field matches it exactly. All right. And then I could either click locate on map for this second, not that one. Locate on map for that second one, which is the one I accidentally did the first place. But you can see it's those measured and those scaled acres, those measured and those deeded acres are exactly the same. And if I edit the acre details of that second one on my map, which is down here, that's why we couldn't see it. If I can scale that now, those match exactly. Confirm, kind of back to my parcels and create a field from the shape. And now I've got two parcels and two fields that match each other exactly. And if I want to move this in any way, again, I would do my parcels first and then add my fields, but using the arrows on my keyboard. So I'm going to click on the parcel first. I'm going to click on my draw tools, enable those, and then select move polygon. So I can move this up, down, left, right. If I click my up and right at the same time, I can move that diagonally, whatever I need to do. So if I need to move this parcel in any way, either closer to or away from the road, I can do that. I'm just going to kind of put it right back where it was, exit that drawing mode, and confirm and return to list. Any questions about this parcel resizing and relocation? And over here on the left, when you get into your boundary edit tools, these information icons here will link to the Help Center guide that provides step-by-step instructions along with video instructions. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save my changes. And we are going to look at the next feature here, which is generating reports. So this has always been, this has been a feature for quite a while, but we've added some additional enhancements here. So when I come into generate report, you're going to notice FEMA map and topography and hillshade maps are now available. I can include or exclude that cover page, but what I want to do is generate a report with all of these individual maps. So when I click continue, I've got these extra options here. Create individual PDFs for each report, or just one report with all of them in a single PDF, or again, individual PDFs. If I select no, I can assign it a name. If I select yes, by default, it'll just name it soil map, aerial map, whatever that might be. I can also opt to receive an email notification or not receive an email notification. Previously, anytime you generated a map, any kind of report, you were going to get an email notification cluttering up your inbox. You can opt out of those now. When I click generate report, I'm still going to get this message down here because I selected quite a few maps. It's going to take just a moment, but all of those are going to get saved over here in my documents. I can also, while that's saving to my documents, we're going to show off here are topography and hillshade maps. So down here at the bottom left of your map, you can enable those topography and hillshade layers, and those should light up here. Just a second. Internet's deciding to slow down, but there we go. It's showing that as a 100% opacity, but if I wanted to bring that down to 50 or 60 or whatever I wanted it to be, I could do that. That's showing those topography maps. So if I wanted to see that there, I certainly have that option. All right. So let's see, I'm clicking my documents. It's taking just a minute there. All right, well, while that is still loading, all right, I'm going to pop over to our just an update with our FEMA maps. So not only is that included in those downloadable reports now, but when I come over here and enable those FEMA maps, number one, they load a lot faster now. Previously, they were hosted with the government servers, and oftentimes we would hear, hey, the FEMA map is loading really, really slow or not loading at all. We've moved that to be hosted elsewhere, so now it loads considerably faster. You also have these labels here you can add. So anywhere you see like these two labels, like you can expand that. So on those parcels, if you want to see the parcel ID as well as the owner name, you can certainly include that. But we'll uncheck the parcels because we're looking at the FEMA down here. So I could include the zone description or just the zone. But we've got all those labels down there that you can turn on with those FEMA maps as well. So back over here on our farm, that's still not loaded. Sorry about that, but I can show you what that looks like with another parcel. Not sure what's going on there, but those would be there. So I'm going to find one I know I've loaded something for. Give me just a second here. Gotta find it. I think this Sullivan Auctioneers one I've done. No, I didn't. But anyway, those will be in there. Apologize, that's taking just a few minutes to get loaded. But those would be in there for you to grab if you needed those. So any questions about any of the features that were released in February? So here's what they would look like real quick. So this one, so it's just going to grab the name of the farm and then title it aerial cover, soil analysis, whatever that might be. and you can download those individually. And if you have that Agware integration, this is really great because now those PDFs will come over individually instead of as one entire file. All right. Let's see. I think that is everything for that we had in February. We definitely have more to come in March. So as always, we will post the recording on the Help Center. And also in the next few days, probably tomorrow, you can expect to get the release email as well, and we'll link this recording in there so anybody who wasn't able to attend can view it there. But if there are no questions, we'll just go ahead and wrap up our February feature release meeting. So thanks everybody for attending.